Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I extend my greetings to you, hoping that you are doing perfectly fine. I know a lot of you may have been asking what happened to Caroline's motivational television, but I want to let you know that I am back. They always say that learning without playing makes Jack a dull boy, right? So every hard work deserves a break. So I thought it wise to take a break to catch my breath and have some reflection and personal time. And there was no better time to do that other than my birth month. So I took the month of June off with the hope of returning to Caroline's motivational television by the first week of July. But they always say man proposes, God disposes. So I had thought that by the first week of July, I will be back to continue to motivate you all to make life a little bit better than it is. But something really tragic happened to uh, my family, not directly, but indirectly. So, as a parent, we have beautiful challenges that we go through. And sometimes they always say, when a woman is pregnant, they say, well, labor is very painful, and some women cry, some don't. But they always say when you cry during labor, it's a beautiful, happy kind of tears that you're shedding because you know that the end result is something very beautiful. So, with that, bringing up children, raising them up, it's a beautiful challenge. It's hard, it's difficult. Every single day comes with its own challenges. But at the same time, we cannot give up that for anything else in the world, you know? So, as a mother for over 21 years, I have lived all kinds of experiences. When the baby is sick, you are there, sleepless nights. When they're hungry, you have to make sure you find food, whatever it takes. You have to provide them with food, basic living, making sure that they are happy and they are okay. And every single day is different, very, very different. It comes with its own challenges. And we take it one step at a time, solve those problems, solve those challenges as a parent. Despite the fact that us as human beings, we also have our own problems, right? But because you have children who look up to you, these children expect the best from you. These children they rely on you for everything. They want to know that when they are sick, you are there for them. They want to know that when they are hurt, you're there for them. They want to know that when they are hungry, there's food for them, and all it is your responsibility. Whether you have it or not, you have to make a way to provide these things for your children. So the process of parenting is not a day's journey. It's a daily challenge that we all face as parents. And this is not just for biological parents. Anybody who calls themselves a parent, you may be living with a child at home who is not yours biologically. You are still a parent because you're raising that child up. You are the one who teaches them all the morals that they need to know. You are the one who teaches them all the survival tactics of this world. You are the one who ensures that they are in good health, they have education, and all whatnot. So, every single day, in as much as you worry for yourself, your own mental health, your own happiness, you are also doing so for, if you have a child, 2, 3, 4, you're also doing so for all the souls that are under you. So it is not easy. I Many of you may have also maybe experienced, it's not a good thing, but you may have experienced spending nights in the hospital because your child is sick and you have to stay awake because you have to monitor your child to make sure that anytime that they need you, you are there immediately. So it's not an easy journey, but there are certain types of pain that your children can go through that you will wish that you were the one bearing that pain. So as I was preparing to come back to Caroline's Motivational Television, first week of July, and everything set, prepared, it was very, very unfortunate that my daughter experienced a very traumatic event that I don't wish that on any child her age. My daughter has a circle of friends that they're always together, play together. If she's not home, she is with these circle of friends. They have this particular spot that they always hang out. And what can be better than kids hanging out in a basketball court? They're always there playing basketball. They're always there playing basketball with friends. And if she's not home, we want to look for her. That is exactly where we go to. This basketball court is not even far from home. It's like a minute away. So literally, I could stand in my backyard and see where she is. That is how close she was. That is how close she is usually when she is with her friends. Always around. Good set of kids. Doesn't look for trouble. But we were home on the 3rd of July, just minding our own business, and everything was going well. I just finished attending to a beautiful meeting, and I was relaxing at home when I heard that there's been a shooting that is not too far from home. And knowing that particular compound, it's not too far, I just kept wondering, oh my God, I wish I don't know what's going on. We didn't even hear anything. We just heard in the news that there's been a shooting. We tried to look to see what was going on. I guess it was the other side of the building, and we kept hoping that there was nothing serious that would come out of it. We kept hoping that there was no bad news that will come out of that shooting. But it wasn't up to an hour after that I heard my daughter crying and screaming. And I asked, what is the problem? I was trying to nap. I was lying in bed trying to rest my head after a very long meeting. And she just snapped and said, it's my friend. I don't want to call the name, but oh my God. Have I ever experienced pain as a mother? I wished at that very moment that I could take the pain that my daughter was going through and just make it my own and own it so that my daughter can be relieved from the pain that she was feeling at the time. At the age of 16, for her to experience loss, this is somebody that she was always around. And it just so happened, this particular day, my daughter was not in a good state. I kept telling her, go meet your friends, go meet your friends, go meet your friends. Maybe you just need some air. Go meet your friends, call them. And she's like, Mom, I want to stay indoors. I don't want to go. I don't feel like going. And this happened. She could have been there. It could have been anybody. This shouldn't happen to any kid. And a beautiful soul was snatched out of this earth just by somebody who just felt like they needed to take a life. Drive-by shooting, just like that, a kid's life ended. And then this pain around all the other kids crying everywhere. Oh my God, I've never been hurt. I've experienced loss in my life. I lost a brother, I lost relatives, but never have I felt this way because my daughter was in pain. Why on earth? Why hurt an innocent kid? I'm not going to focus too much on that. May his gentle soul rest in peace. This is a child that I knew from age 2 because him and my daughter started daycare at the same time. I've known him all his life. But what I'm talking about is the pain that I felt my child going through, and I couldn't help her. And the only way you can help a grieving child is just to sit there and watch her suffer. What a world. And all this couldn't have been happening if somebody who's so wicked didn't just drive by and take the life of another innocent child. I sat there. It wasn't long before we went to bed because this happened at about like 8 p.m. something. But boy, oh boy, I thought my child could sleep. I thought my child could sleep. I hugged my child and I told her good night. I said, I'm going to bed. It's not easy, but let's go to bed. And I told her, if you can't sleep, honey, just come wake me up. It didn't take too long for her to come back and say, Mommy, I've been trying to fall asleep, but I can't. I can't sleep. My friend is gone. I can't believe that I won't be able to see him again. I had to sit up. We had to sit up until daybreak. There was nothing else I could do. I had to sit there for my child. We had to make sure that she's okay. And we sat there rubbing her hand, rubbing her head to make sure that she could catch even 2 seconds of sleep. But I knew that even if she said she was going to sleep, I knew that even if she was quiet, she wasn't sleeping. It was too soon. We sat and saw the twilight of day. The next day, I continued as a mother, as a parent. I had to do everything that it takes. As a social worker, I've been helping a lot of other people out there, and this was the moment for me to test my skills because I needed to ensure that my child was okay. This was the moment for me to see if really I have what it takes. It was within. It was in my home. I had to exercise all the skills that I have. What I've been using on other people, thinking it may not ever even reach me. I did everything that I could. 1 hour at a time, we dealt with the situation. Constant talking. Like they always say, talking is therapy. Narrative therapy, it helps. Talk about your issue. I made my daughter talk about her issues with her friends, her stories with her friends, share stories and talk about the good times that they spent together. Because that is all she had. That is all she had to hang on to. And so I know it wasn't only her, and there were many other kids out there who are facing exactly the same problems. I don't know how her other friends coped with this, but I hope that they had some support system that was there to support them, to talk to them, to hold them, to hug them, to tell them that it's okay, to tell them that it's gonna be okay. One day at a time. And don't push. I kept telling her we need to go see where your friend left. We need to go see where your friend left. But it is only at their time. It is only at the appropriate time. She said, Mommy, no, I can't handle it. I can't handle it. I said, that's okay, baby. Whenever you're ready, I will take you to that spot. Because you need to find closure. If you don't face these things, if you don't see the reality of what happened, it's not going to help you. You're going to live in imagination, but you need to live it. You need to see the reality of what happened in order to move on. And so the next day there was a walk for this boy. I was so happy when my daughter came to me and said, Mommy, I would like to go to that walk if you take me, if you come with me. I jumped and I dressed up and I'm like, honey, let's go. We went there. She saw the spot that her friend was killed. She cried. She was strong though. The beginning was tough, but she went there, stood there, said her prayers, took pictures. She braved it throughout the walk, and then going back home, she just melted again. It wasn't easy, but as the days go by, it gets better. There are many of you out there who are experiencing grief and loss and pain. But I tell you, talk to somebody. Because once you start talking, you're relieving that lump that is in here, that is building in here, which is the pain of what you're going through. When you start talking, it reduces. And you feel better, much more better. And so every passing day, as we talked about it, it got to a point where my daughter said, okay, Mommy, it is time. I don't want to talk about it anymore. So we let her stay. We only talked about it when she brought it up. And she was always bringing it up. Every time there was an update about her friend, she would bring it up. And it's getting better one day at a time. If you're experiencing loss, grief, pain, anxiety, talk to somebody. There is help out there. It doesn't have to be financial help. It doesn't have to be material help. Just having that listening ear of somebody listening to your story and just telling you that it's going to be okay. One day at a time, it's going to be okay. That is all that you need. Use the support systems that are around you, because that is all that it takes. It is difficult. Sometimes we say, yes, it works. It is hard. Nobody said it's easy. It is difficult. But one day at a time, it will get better. And so this video is dedicated to my daughter. That, honey, your parents are always here for you. Whenever you need us, we are here for you. Whatever pain, whatever challenge you're going through, and all the other kids out there, your friends who are going through this pain, the family of your friend who's going through this pain, there is help out there. Talk to somebody. Don't live in silence. Talk, because the more you talk, the more you're getting out of this tragic, difficult situation. Thank you all so much. I wish Caroline's Motivational Television, after a long break, I wish it was coming back with something beautiful. But again, this can also be taken as a beautiful thing, a beautiful experience that we can learn from and spend time with our families and friends. Do not procrastinate. Do not postpone the beautiful moments, the beautiful times that you want to share with your families and friends, because there is no time. Time waits for nobody. You don't know tomorrow. You don't know what's going to happen the next day. Few minutes, my daughter's friend was here, and the very next minute she was gone, like that, just gone. We all know that society has its own way of labeling. They will always say, what was the child doing over there in the first place? As if it's the child's fault for a bullet to catch them. But in this case, it's just extraordinarily different, and that is what even annoys me more. This is a kid who doesn't even go out. This kid prefers to stay around their home and play there, and he doesn't go out of there compound. That is the most annoying part. So in this case, what are we even going to say? That a child who is so scared of all the negative things that happen out there when they go out, and something happens to you and you're being labeled, you're being blamed because you go out too much. That is why it happened to you. What were you doing there in the first place? Why were you not home? This tragic thing happened to this kid in their own compound. What are we going to say about this? A beautiful world that we could live in and enjoy its amenities and friendships and friends and family, but certain individuals have decided to make it a pain for everybody else. This has happened to so many people, a lot more people. So please, spend time with loved ones. Tell them what you feel. Tell them how you feel. And don't live in regrets, because time waits for nobody. Thank you all so much for your perseverance, support. Thank you.